All right. Okay. Very good morning, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for attending this session today. So we have Miss Shui here from the University of Waikato, followed by Miss Nida from University of Waikato College. So Miss Shui, give it a go.
Hi, Timothy, and hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. For those who are celebrating the Lunar New Year, Happy Chinese New Year, 恭喜发财，新年快乐. If it's not, then have good. Hope you have a good holiday. Enjoy a lot of feasts and happiness around with friends. So there you go. Right.
Hello,
Okay. Sorry, Nidhi, continue.
You can continue.
hello everyone. I'm Nidhi from University of Waikato College. I'm responsible for South Asia and Southeast Asia. Happy New Year to all of you. And let's begin the session. But before that, I'd also like to introduce Charlotte from the university. Charlotte, do you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, kia ora everyone. My name is Charlotte Blackwell, and I am based here in Hamilton in New Zealand at the University of Waikato in the international office and work closely with Nidhi in the college. And obviously, Suyi is my well-esteemed colleague. And it is a pleasure to be here. I have to run in 15 minutes, but I'm going to sit in and let these guys take you for their little fun educational session. And please don't hesitate to reach out if you've got questions and things like that. The more the merrier.
Right. So, Timothy, how would you like us to start? Do you want me to
Yeah,
start first,
I,
or Nidhi
I,
could start?
I think Sui can start first. I think the university can go first for the main
Yeah.
introduction, followed by
Yeah.
the college.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I suppose everybody can see my screen right now. Yep. Right. All right. Okay. So as Timothy has just mentioned, this is a information session for everyone over here, but let's make it like a really casual. So if you have any questions, if you can type it on the chat box, or afterwards, if you have any time after this session, we could actually talk about this. But otherwise, I'll let Timothy decide on how the order of the day should be. So now, okay. Just a brief introduction of the team over here. I understand there are many offices around Southeast Asia over here, and you can see there's only Charlotte, me, and also Nidhi. Now, Charlotte and me, we look after the Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia. You must be thinking, what about the rest of the other countries in the region, isn't it? So for your information, if you are from Indochina and the Philippines, you can always contact Zhang and Guan, because they look after these regions. All right. So they are not here. That's because they have a lot of they have other commitments as well. So I'm presenting this also on the behalf, because it's the overall university. But if there's any specific and inquiry specific to your regions, you can always feel free to contact them. So New Zealand is not a stranger to the Southeast Asia, particularly. All right. So who doesn't know New Zealand? Because they are beautiful landscape, probably one of the last place on earth to have Mother Nature so beautiful. And I'm sure it's in everyone's bucket list. Okay. If it's not, if you've been there, great. If you have not, make it in your bucket list. All right. So there's a lot of interesting stuff going on in New Zealand. So you may think that it's just best place on earth, last place to see. Yes, it's one of the last country in the world to be populated by humans. Okay, that is why things are still very beautiful. Secondly, you may think that all the kiwis, apples, and butters and all that are from New Zealand. It's more than that. Okay, so it has gone through a lot of really good experiment. I wouldn't say experiment, but rather good resource allocation planning to get from farm to table and to your home. Right. Now, a lot of these activities that you can do as a student, okay, or just with your friends or with your family, if you're coming with your families for your PhD studies, just in case, not just in the North Island and in the South Island as well. So I'm just showing some of these, clickbaiting you guys definitely to come to New Zealand and to tell your students how beautiful New Zealand is. So let's get to the serious stuff, okay? Now, there are 8 universities in the whole of New Zealand, and all 8 of us, all 8 New Zealand universities are in the top 450 in the world. Well, I say, but that's what QS say. And in another international index, it's called Global Peace Index, in 2023, New Zealand is rated as the 4th most peaceful country in the world. So the top 3 are by the Scandinavian countries. You and I probably can work out who are they. And the third thing is the work opportunities that is available for international students under the scheme called Post-Study Work Scheme, okay, or Post-Study Work Visa, which they can stay for up to 3 years after they've completed and passed their studies. So not just completed, but make sure they pass, because some people may misconstrue that complete as just study and not passing it, okay, with a certificate, because you need to convert your student visa to a postgraduate student visa, postgraduate work visa with your certificate or the graduation certificate. And of course, you saw the beautiful pictures right just now. It's all work and play at the same time. Okay. Now, I will specifically talk about so I talk about New Zealand just now. Now I talk about the Waikato region, then I talk about the university. So we do the inverted triangle. So you get the big picture. Now we do the middle picture. Okay. So the middle picture is where Waikato, the region, or province if you're from Indonesia, all right, or province if you call it, depending on how we call it in different countries. So in Waikato region, when it comes to Mother Nature, you can see all these wetlands, largest lake, Lake Taupo, the longest river, which is River Waikato, which is in Maori, means the fastest flowing river. And after which, buildings are built around it beautifully, to be part of the Mother Nature. And you can see that Hamilton, where the city is, located in Waikato, is just 1.5 hours drive distance. So all of us in Southeast Asia know traffic jam, macet in Indonesian, okay? So this is part of our lives, I would say, okay? Now, I can attest to that is the distance. It's not a traffic jam, all right? So there's certain areas, I mean, if you're in KL, if you're going to Klang, that takes you about an hour. Okay, so what is another 1.5 hour, which could reach you to Seremban? Okay, say for example. So that gives you a little idea about it. So if you're in Indonesia, probably if you are in Jakarta, if you're going to Tangerang, that is already about 1 hour. Okay, if you're in Bangkok, then probably if you go to, definitely the airport. So that's going to be taking an hour, Suvarnabhumi. Okay, not the other airport, not the military airport, but Suvarnabhumi, that takes you about an hour as well. If you are in Vietnam, then definitely the airport to Hanoi, Noi Bai Airport, obviously that's going to be an hour as well. So 1.5 hours is not really that long distance, for example, because along the way, when you're nearing towards the city, okay, so it is dotted with the industrial area. So you see that population along the way. Of course, in the middle, there will be a lot of land space and all that. You get to do that when you're there. So that makes us a Waikato region as the manufacturing sector as the second largest contributor to the Waikato GDP. That's due to the industrialization. Okay, but I will have more data about that as well. Now, there's 3 cities combined together, Auckland, Hamilton, and Tauranga. So that is about 60% of New Zealand total population. So anyone give it a guess? What is the total population of New Zealand? Put it in the chat box, all right? And let's see if your guess is correct. Sorry, because this is online, so we can't give you any prizes if you manage to get the answers right, but just to get the session a little bit, get you thinking about the session. Yeah. Now, I want to talk about the logistics center. So this is, okay, so you see Auckland where you arrive. If you are taking the international, if you're arriving wherever you are, you arrive to Auckland. I know there are other airports, but Auckland is a bigger city. Then if you drive 1.5 hours to Hamilton, there's probably another 1.5 to Tauranga and Tauranga to Auckland as well. So if you look at these three cities that combine together, they become like a golden triangle. All right. So imagine Hamilton, something like Singapore, or I would say Hamilton would like to imagine themselves like Singapore. We all know Singapore is busy, a hub for Southeast Asia. It comes to logistics, warehousing, supply chain. That is what Hamilton aspires to be via Rural Kura Super Hub. So that's going to be the point where all import exports going to happen, and it's sent out to export or import to via Auckland or Tauranga. So if you look at this, this is a golden triangle, which means what? There's a lot of job opportunities, which I will show you the data afterwards. So what is their fun thing to do in Waikato? Once a year, you've got balloons over Waikato, which is happening quite soon. You gotta buy a ticket to that. All right. If you like a lot of flora, different types of the theme of the garden, well, TripAdvisor says it's one of the best of the best. Okay, so experience that when you have a little bit of tension, all right, from a lot of work and all that. So that's the big picture of Waikato. I'm going to go to the university. So a quick video about the university before we move on.
We are the University of Waikato, ranked #1 in New Zealand for research. Our university is recognised as one of the top 100 universities worldwide for sustainability. Waikato Management School is in the top 1% of the world's elite business schools. Our 2 campuses are located in the heart of New Zealand's thriving economy, where booming growth and abundant employment opportunities await. Join our vibrant and multicultural community, a safe and welcoming place for living and studying. We are committed to making a difference, from climate change to artificial intelligence, industry automation to robotics research, marine science and more. We are passionate about creating a tomorrow full of hope. Apply now at the University of Waikato.
So for your information, the intake for February 2025 is happening next week, Monday. So the whole of Monday, whole of next week will be orientation. After that, classes will commence a week after. So Charlotte and Neely just heard, you probably heard from Charlotte and Neely just now that the campus is a bus with a lot of students coming in because they've arrived earlier. So we start to see that thing. The students are building up. All right, so we get to see that quite soon. Stay tuned to our socials because we post a lot of updates on our socials when it comes to orientations, class starting, and all that kind of thing. I'll show you the socials afterwards. So as I mentioned earlier, like Auckland, Hamilton, and Tauranga, these are the 3 cities that's the Golden Triangle that I mentioned about. Now, we've got 2 campuses. One is based in Hamilton and the other one is based in Tauranga. So Tauranga is slightly newer. I think that was built back in 2021, 2022. So it's a smaller campus compared to Hamilton, which is much bigger. It's about 64-acre land size of the campus. Now, you may think that, so where does Waikato stand in the world? Proudly in number 235 ranking. So that makes us top 3 in New Zealand. All right. And but one very important is that if you happen to have students who are interested in research, 3 years in a row, we are ranked #1 for research citations per faculty member. And you know that when it comes to research, it's all about faculty members, how strong they are when it comes to publication, writing, supervising, and all that kind of stuff. So for 3 years in a row to have that reputation or to have that achievement, it's not that easy. So which means we put in a lot of work for that. Now, so 2 campuses, as I mentioned earlier, Hamilton and Tauranga. So in total, we have about 13,000 students each. I think this year we could have a bit more than that. And you saw just now, 235 rankings in the world ranking, number 3 in New Zealand. Makes us that #1 New Zealand for research citation per faculty member. And back in 2023, by Times Higher Education World Subject for Business and Economics, we are ranked #1 in New Zealand. Pretty good, eh? We've got quite a number of achievements from or said to us or told to us by the professional bodies or some professional bodies, which along the slides that I'll show later. And one of the few things is that all of our undergraduate programs, our bachelor degree programs, and some of our postgraduate programs will include internships or placements or work integrated learning. They're all the same. So the range of the scholarships and bursaries, they are available, which I'm going to show later. And I'm going to show later why are we one of the lowest cost of living in Hamilton and even in Tauranga. So that's Hamilton City for you. Cross the river Waikato and you get to the campus in about 10 minutes. Very, very convenient. So that's a 64-acre land space for you. And most of the teaching building is also clustered like right for the top left over here. There are some accommodations on the top left and also on the bottom right. And you can see the ones that is being labeled yellow, those are the accommodation. So as Nidhi mentioned earlier, the college is parked somewhere over here, the University of Waikato College, and we do share the accommodation. And Nidhi could explain some other accommodations, especially with those who are 16 or under 16, which is not my forte, unfortunately. But yeah, no, so overall, the Hamilton campus is what you see is what you get. There's a lot of land space. There's a lot of spaces for you to run around, to do sports, but very one-stop because 10 minutes from city center, all in one campus with cafes, bookshops, stores, gym. Unfortunately, I think the swimming pool is going under a huge maintenance program. So yeah, but you can still get to go to the gym, but you can get to use other facilities as well, like use the nature, you go for cycling kind of thing. So Tauranga City, #NoFilter, this picture, okay? Why I would say that? Because it is what it is, all right? So very unique Tauranga City or Tauranga the land, or it's like a one strip of land. If you see on the right side, it's one strip heading towards the sea. So land space is a little bit tight, I would say, and therefore our campus is also a little bit smaller compared to the Hamilton campus. So that means the number of courses that we offered in Tauranga campus or at Tauranga campus is rather limited. So say, for example, marine science, aquaculture, or anything that's to do with research about marine, about ecology, about biodiversity is there. Some engineering programs you would have to do first 2 years. You can do first 2 years at Tauranga, but you got to do the remaining year 3 and year 4 in Hamilton. And some business programs are also delivered at the campus in Tauranga. So if you like the kind of beach lifestyle, small campus, you don't like a really huge campus kind of thing, this is probably one of your choice, right? So it's in the heart of the Tauranga city, and it's actually, as I said, small size. It's only 10% each kind of population, like 1,005. That's the maximum capacity we can take in. And the campus is fit for purpose. As I mentioned earlier, aquaculture, marine science, these are the facilities that we cater for that area because we wanted to focus on that. And of course, other facilities like labs, engineering labs and lecture theatres and all that. But accommodation in Tauranga will be very different from Hamilton because Tauranga we need it's a self-catered, which means okay, I'll explain later about that. Just know that it's a self-catered, which means you've got to arrange your own meals in your own accommodation. So these are the subject rankings ranked by QS. They are top 350 in the world placing a number of them. And these are some of the faculty. Bye, Charlotte. Okay.
Bye,
So
everyone.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for
Hi,
having me.
Charlotte.
See you.
So these are some of the faculties or schools, all right? So it's pretty much the same. Now, the biggest school in University of Waikato is the Waikato Management School. So the recent ranking in 2024 Times Higher Education World University ranking, we are in the band 151 to 175. So that makes us second overall in New Zealand, all right? We still maintain our standing as one of the top 1% of global business school with the Triple Crown accreditation, as you can see in the middle. So okay, you may think that, so what is this Triple Crown accreditation? What for? How does this elevate the standards? It does elevate the standards of the university, particularly the business school. So that tells us that, so these bodies actually tells us that the way that we delivered our programs, particularly the business programs, it doesn't matter whether it's business, it's undergraduate, postgraduate. So we make sure that our students get the latest knowledge and skills, get them into the real world through internship. And then we measure the graduate outcomes for how long they will get a job after they've graduated. And after that, what is their career after that? So that is the kind of measurements or the metrics that is being used, few of them, by this triple crown, three bodies, crown bodies, and they tell us that, hey, we did a good job. And that makes us 1% of the global business schools in the world. For your information, there's only 4 universities in New Zealand that has triple crown. So you're going to find out who are the next 3. These are some of the popular programs, bachelor programs, okay? So I won't go through a number of them, but because it's going to take a lot of time, okay? So I will summarize some of the things for you. So the popular ones are Bachelor Business, Computer Science, Bachelor of Science like Data Analytics, Biomedical Sciences, Psychology. So these are the few popular ones. We've seen gradual interest in health courses, biomedical sciences, environmental sciences as well. That's because there's a lot of this effort about, or shall I say, a lot of awareness about sustainability. And that's also because the university work very hard, to attain, if not to follow the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And we are in a few of them. There's just too many of them. It's just that I will skip that. Now, for students who did bachelor, they can always do, I'm sure you heard about double major, major minor, double degree. But I will always tell students, look at minor and major as well, because you're there to study, get more knowledge, what if learn something that complement what you've learned, or learn something entirely new, okay? Like languages, say, for example, creative writing. If someone that is from design and they wanted to learn something about digital business, why not? Because it complements eventually to probably build a business around design. Now, this is the course that is quite popular. It's a 3-year undergraduate. So I know there's a lot of misconception outside that says that New Zealand is too long, to study 4 years bachelor degree. No. This has been revised, has been changed. We do have an honors 4-year program, but that's not going to be, that's not really a popular choice anymore. All right. So people will want to graduate with a 3-year degree, and they are quite happy with that. Then they continue with a master's. So 3-year undergraduate program for a Bachelor of Business, we've got 12 majors. Now, the arrow that you just saw is that tourism management that will be discontinued starting this February 2025, because we feel that we are not really doing really good in tourism management, but we do have tourism management master of business. Now that will be more on the research. All right. So at undergraduate level, we're not going to offer it anymore. Therefore, there's only 11 majors. Now you know why there is this 11 majors up there when I mentioned, but then if you look at the boxes, there's 12, but actually there's only 11. All right. So all undergraduate programs, including this Bachelor of Business, there is this 1 semester of workplace internship in your 3rd year, at least 1 day per week. So it depends on the student whether they get the project internship, okay, or a workplace internship, because they would have to go through interviews, okay? But before that, before we send them off just to work in the workplace, we would tell them, okay, come over to learn, come over to attend workshops, how to write your CVs, how to set up your LinkedIn profile, how you attend to interviews, how you groom yourself, because it's not that you don't look good. No, it's just how you package yourself in writing, in paper, and in physical, all right? Because you're going out to the world, okay? Not just no longer in your sweatshirts and all that, okay? You gotta done up yourself a little bit, because hey, you're gonna go out and meet with a lot of different kinds of people, okay? So it is a free workshop activity for all students. So it doesn't matter whether you are an undergraduate or postgraduate, as and when you can just drop in to these kind of classes or workshops, and it's always being promoted all the time. There's another program that is popular, which is Bachelor Computer Science, because I just got the update today. That is, the Bachelor Computer Science is now being accredited by Australian Computer Society. They are part of the Seoul Accord, which means the students are graduate industry ready. And it's very, very important because everything right now, right now, everything is all about digital in the digital world and all that. So somehow you've got to know a little bit of IT skills and all that. And how do you stand out? So we want to make sure that our students stand out, okay, by having all this accreditation to say that, hey, if you're working in this industry, in this kind of country, you've got your programs that is being accredited by such and such professional bodies. At the same time, I did mention about taking minors, so look at the minors that that is being suggested because it complements. You might think is that why do I need to learn industrial design? I'm doing computer science. Hey, you may never know. Sometimes you need to design a prototype of a product or IT product kind of thing. Okay, so look at Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs may be selling IT products, but he has a designer mindset, a designer mind. All right. So, and therefore Apple products till this day, it captivates the audience because it looks really it's not just funky. It's at some point, some people find it sexy. Some people find it like, wow, that kind of thing. It's a wow factor thing. So that's what it means by learn something, complement whatever that you are studying. Now I go to the master's courses right now. So this is one of the top Master of Business and Management because of the duration, 1 year. Like really, really intensive 1 year, 180 points, 3 intakes a year. And we accept any background from any bachelor degrees in any subject. All right. So you can see some of the all the subjects over here. You really pretty much don't have much time, I would say. And 4 subjects in a semester, that's pretty intensive. There's another program called Master of Management. Now, when we first started this program, it was only in supply chain management, but now we've got new majors. Starting this 2025 intake, February intake will be in agribusiness, business analytics, and project management. But there's only 2 intakes a year, which is February and July. And it's meant for, I think it suits someone that is already in a mid-career. They want to make a change. So it doesn't matter whether, and also we consider from any background. So it's not necessarily you have to be a business graduate. No, not really. Because you can be someone from the engineering background, but then you do a lot of project management, you do a lot of budgeting and data and business analytics, then do a management subject and specialize in business analytics or project management, whichever that suits you. So apart from those 2 master's programs, there are other master's courses. It's just that there's just too many, but I just cherry pick some of them according to popularity. Now, if you see the fonts that are in green, those can be completed in a year. The fonts in orange color is between 1 to 1.5 years, and sometimes even 2 years, depending on what kind of background that you come in. All right, but 2 years is very, very rare. Okay, 1.5 years is typical because it's to fulfill the 180 points. If it's 1 year, it's about 120. So unless you come from a relevant background or you are a Australia or a New Zealand graduate, then yeah, probably you can just do a 1 year or 120 points. So, but the ultimate decision rests on either the admissions or the schools. So work integrated learning. Okay. Yeah, missed one course. Never mind. I'll just proceed. So work integrated learning, in other words, which is our placement, our internship. So that depends on the courses. So most undergraduate will go through 1 semester. So 1 semester is about 4 months of internship. So and you see just now the other slide, it says that 1 day per week. So that means you do have time to take other subjects as well. So we're not going to make the students so busy to just internship for 1 semester and they can't take any subjects. No, it's not that. Okay. So we allow, with the internship, we believe that the placement can benefit the student in terms of applying whatever that they've learned in the classroom and put it in the workplace. And it's a win-win situation because employers get new blood, okay, from students, new ideas how things work and all that. And students get experience about the real working world. What is it all about in an industry? Is this my choice? If it's not, so give them a little bit of a taste, a preview what working world is like in that particular industry. So some of the placements can be paid, can be not paid because this will be agreed. And don't you worry, it will be arranged by the faculty. So these are just some of our work integrated learning, our employers. So some of them are very familiar to you, some of them are not. Okay. Now, I know that I'm talking to a wide audience over here. So I can only address Malaysia, Indonesia, and Singapore. For other countries, entry requirement, you can always go to our website and look at what are the entry requirements for different countries. It's a whole list of them, very extensive, I would have to say. So just refer to our website. Yeah. So for Malaysian qualifications, so the ones that I have not highlighted anything like UEC, IB diploma, A levels, STPA, which is A levels is very international. ATAR, which is the Australia Tertiary Admission Requirement. Then we've got Malaysian Foundation, as well as we look at if a student have minimum 1 year of recognized university study, then we accept credit transfer. Now for Singapore, those coming from Singapore, the Singapore A levels, we're looking at minimum of 3 H2 passes at grade C. And if you're from Indonesia, sekolah menengah atas, SMA 3 with 8,5, okay, or 85% or 85% or 8.5, your total, the nilai rata, your total score, okay. And of course, IELTS 6.0 for most undergraduate courses, except probably law, will be 6.5, if I'm not mistaken. That will be undergraduate. And you see that masters, we are looking at average grade B. So if you're looking at CGPA or GPA, that's about like 3.0-ish, and all that. Okay. Assuming it's in GPA of over 4. If it's over 5, then it's quite similar calculation as well. Okay. For IELTS, then it will be 6.5 at master's level. Scholarships. So this scholarship is with different categories. So the category that I'm talking about will be Southeast Asia. So that applies throughout the whole of Southeast Asia. So different value for undergraduate and postgraduate. As you can see for here, up to 15,000 for undergraduate and 10,000 New Zealand dollars for postgraduate. And this is merit-based, so which means the better the student's result, the better the value or the higher the value of the scholarship. Okay. There it is run monthly. So there's an assessment panel that meets monthly. So say, for example, we've got a February. This is February. So student could apply for the scholarship before the closing date, which is 28 February. So by mid-March, the student would know how much or if the student would get the scholarship. Okay, this will be informed via the My Waikato portal. So as an agent, you have access. If you have access and account with us, if not, then definitely you work with Yes Education on that one, and you'll find out how much is the scholarship the student would get. If the student could not get, okay, so there's always this International Office Bursary. So that is for the students that are not eligible for the VC's International Excellence Scholarship. So get in touch with me through either Yes, okay, and I could propose the value, okay? Doesn't mean that you'll get approved, but at least I'll try, okay? There are other scholarships like the doctoral scholarship. So this is very limited. I think it's only about 3 to 4 times a year open and nominated by the supervisor of the PhD candidate, all right? And it's fully funded, which means it covers the domestic tuition fee. Currently, the domestic tuition fee for PhD is about 7,500 to 8,500 New Zealand dollars per year. All right. So it covers that full 3 years, including your cost of living. And so pretty much your PhD is literally free. Okay. But it's very, very competitive because as far as I know, there's only less than 10 places per year, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So it changes every year. There's another student study award, so it's by research and it's external, which means it can be funded from the New Zealand government, different bodies, or some private companies. And we've got some students actually has gotten this kind of external study award through research, and they did their PhD as well. So you got to find it from our page on our website called Find PhD Student PhD Study Opportunities. Now, halls of residence. All our students, especially undergraduate students, we will guarantee accommodation, provided that you apply within the certain date, before certain deadline. Okay, so you get your first choice, second choice, and third choice. So please tell the student, do not leave the columns empty. It's like you must have the choice number 1, number 2, and the 3. No. If there's 5 or 6 over there, please fill it up. That's because it gives our colleagues back at the accommodation office to work on what are the choices available or not available. Because just in case your choice number one is not available, they can place your student at choice number two or number three subsequently. All right. So please don't feel disappointed that they don't get their choice number one. That's because that is full. Right? Simple as that. Okay. Now we've got two types of accommodation here: catered and self-catered. So catered means breakfast, lunch, and dinner is provided. All bills are provided. Okay. All our accommodation is single occupancy. There's no sharing. So you've got your room, your bed, your cabinet, your storage, your study table, study chair, electric plugs, heating, water, everything's included. So the only difference is whether the food is inclusive or not. All right. So you see the difference between catered and self-catered in terms of the cost per weekly. Definitely there are differences. Now, this is the external infometrics that I'm showing you, the average weekly rent from different cities that the other 7 universities are located. And you can see that Hamilton is actually the second lowest in terms of average weekly rent compared to Palmerston North City. All right. So on average, New Zealand is about $560. I think it could be higher, but this figure is in March 2024. All right. So I'm just showing you that some of the cities are on the high side. Some cities are pretty affordable, and the Hamilton City is one of the most affordable. Now, I'm showing you this because it's just to show you what is the average weekly rent compared between the whole of New Zealand and Hamilton City. And you can see throughout the years, that 10 years, 2010 to 2020 is fluctuating over that years. There are many reasons for that, just because due to the economy, COVID plays a huge part for that, and as well as the development of that country, the political stance of the country as well. So you may think that, so how does that translate to employment and business? Okay, let's look at, just pick one of the cities, like Hamilton City and Palmerston City North. So in terms of employment, okay, back in year 2023, in terms of employment figure, Hamilton City is the highest, okay? And as well as productivity, as well as businesses. I think you kind of know the answer already because of Ruakura. Okay, so Ruakura was sort of kicked off in 2022, 2020, 2021, 2022, around that era. So you can see that the growth over the years, okay, you see why certain development that is happening in Hamilton City is now benefiting that city right now and the region as a whole. So it's getting more and more popular. From what I gather from some of my colleagues is that Hamilton City is getting more and more popular. We want your students to become our ambassador. All right. Why? Because to share their experience, okay, with other students. What they do is that they speak about their experience. What do they do? How do they study and all that. So we've established this TAP ambassador, the ambassador program in short, and it's a paid role. In the after the whole thing is over, the role is over, student get a reference letter from the university, that because it's a proper job, because there is certain work hours that we require from the students. We require the students to build their portfolio, contribute to the content. The content can be a written content, video content, Instagram content, whichever social platforms that they're comfortable. So these are the things that we wanted students to contribute to, speaking from their experience. If your students are traveling solo, okay, we can pick them up from Auckland International Airport and send all the way to Hamilton. All you need to do for them is to get them to book 7 days before they're supposed to arrive. But if you're arriving with families, then they have to do it on their own. Okay. Other things like student support, that's because New Zealand universities, it is actually there's an act, okay, Pastoral Care Act. All New Zealand universities are to provide support to all students, domestic and international, and set up different student support services to the needs. So therefore, you don't be surprised that you find that why all New Zealand universities have the same, because it's part of the act, okay, part of the Pastoral Care Act that we have to comply with. So that is why, if I'm not mistaken, New Zealand universities are the first in the world to have this established. No, not the UK, not the US, but New Zealand was the first. All work, no play. Please don't. Tell the students, join the club. Go for student abroad study exchange if they can get the opportunity. We have all these sort of ceremonies, welcoming ceremony. Manaki is actually a scholarship from the New Zealand government. Research. If you have time, go through this, and you've got to find a supervisor. Tell the students you got to find a supervisor before they can apply for a PhD studies with us. Otherwise, if they just applied like that, and we won't be able to look for a supervisor for them. You know that post-study work, up to post 3 years, okay, depending on the level of their studies, and as well as check on the Immigration New Zealand website, what are the skills in demand. So currently it's still teaching, engineering, ICT related, health. Just to tell you that the former Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern, was our alumni. The gentleman that holding the certificate, Ian Foster, which is the or was the head coach of the All Blacks. If you're a rugby fan, I'll skip this, and because I'm going to make time for Nidhi to talk about the college. And there you go. And I'll see you all on the other side if you have any questions. Right, Nidhi, stage is yours.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Sui. That was quite insightful. I really enjoyed the presentation. Let me start by sharing my screen and let me know if you can see it. Sound okay? Everything okay? Just give me one moment, please. Can you hear? Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. Sure. Now that you've learned about University of Waikato, let's move on to University of Waikato College and some of the reasons why you should choose the college, starting with the fact that we are a direct pathway to a very prestigious university. And so when your students don't meet direct entry to study at University of Waikato, don't feel disappointed, don't be disheartened. They still have a choice. They can pathway through us, and we have thoughtfully curated programs designed to provide students direct entry into both undergraduate as well as postgraduate degrees at the university. We also have small, intimate classes. So our class sizes are particularly small. This is again a pathway
Hi,
model.
Nidhi.
Yes.
So sorry to disturb. I think the PowerPoint is still showing the. Is it correct? The PowerPoint is the first page.
Oh, okay.
I think the PowerPoint goes a little bit.
Is it better now? What? Give me a moment. Are you able to see it now?
I can see your PowerPoint, but it's still showing the very first page.
Oh, wow. Okay. Let me stop sharing the screen and then start again and see if that works. Give me a moment, please.
Thank you.
Okay. Is this better?
Um, it still looks the same.
It still look the same, Nidhi, just that it's not going. It
I
didn't.
know.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a moment. Let me try the other way where I actually play this first and then share the screen and see if that works. Just give me a moment, please. This should work now. Please let me know if it does. Can you see it now? All good? Okay, perfect.
I think I can see your slide. I can see your slide.
Okay.
Fine.
I'm trying to. Works better?
Now it's better.
Okay,
I can see the
perfect.
changes.
It's
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for your patience, everyone. So yes, this brings us to University of Waikato College. And one of the main reasons for choosing us would be that we are a direct pathway to the University of Waikato, and we have thoughtfully curated programs leading to both undergraduate as well as postgraduate studies at the university. And we also have small, intimate classes, which is essentially the pathway model. It's a more supportive and a nurturing environment where we believe, obviously, students requiring, more attention would be best suited to study a pathway program. And we also offer one-on-one tutoring, which help students open. So we've seen from experience that when international students, travel overseas, they can be a bit shy in the beginning. They hesitate to ask questions. They don't necessarily open up. So this really helps them develop all of the core skills, ask the right questions because they get a lot of personal attention. It really sets them up for success when they go to the university in the following years. And the one-on-one tutoring definitely has proven to be beneficial, and our students have great feedback to share about that. In terms of cost of living, as Sui has already mentioned, Hamilton is an affordable choice for students. Now, if you compare us, with some of our key competitors, other countries like UK, US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand definitely is more affordable. And at the same time, Hamilton is the most affordable city for student living in New Zealand. And Within Hamilton, our university, where it's located, we have accommodation in and around the campus. So we are 10 minutes away from the city center, and that also brings the costs down further for our students. So it's definitely a very affordable choice for students. It's a very safe and peaceful environment. The college is located in the heart of this beautiful campus, and from day one, our students become part of the larger community. They are university students from day one with access to all university facilities. Just like any other university student, they become part of a community of over 13,000 learners from 80 different countries. There are heaps of clubs that they can join here. We have an English language club at the college as well, so they can practice their English skills. But there are a lot of other clubs that they can choose from at the university, whether depending on their interests, whether they're interested in sports, science, arts, whatever their interests are, they can pick a club. And it's a great opportunity for them to network with other people and make friends as well while they pursue their passion. We have combined classes for our domestic students as well as our international students. So for students studying the foundation program at level 4, they get to study alongside our domestic students. And we've received a lot of feedback on this and very positive feedback where it provides an opportunity for cultural exchange, really benefits both because international students learning alongside domestic students actually learn about the Kiwi culture from their friends. And we listened to our students. We've done some surveys. We have also done some, testimonial filming. And what we've gathered from that is students are particularly happy about this experience, being able to learn alongside domestic students and learn from them as well. So it gives them an understanding into the local, the Kiwi culture, and that's first-hand experience, which is amazing. We offer a wide range of programs. Now, this includes there are two ways to a pathway into the university. We have English language programs and also our mainstream academic programs. Now, starting with English, if your students don't meet the English language requirement to study at the university, then they can always choose to study English with us, whether it's one block or two blocks that they need to study. We teach this program in blocks, and each block is 8 to 10 weeks. Four intakes for this. We have February, May, August, and October. Now, if the gap, now depending on the gap and the program that they want to study, per block would be, say, 0.5. Now, if the entry level is level 6, where they have 5 bands and IELTS, to give you an example, and they need to meet 5.5 to enter our program, they can actually do a block of English with us and then progress to our foundation program. So they would meet the requirement for our foundation program. If they have, say, 5.5 and they want to meet 6 bands to progress to the next level, that would again be one block. But if they have 4.5 and they require 5.5, then they would be studying 2 blocks of English. Now, this would be whether they choose to progress to our programs or progress to the university directly. They're welcome to come and study English with us and choose the next progression option from there on. In terms of our mainstream academic programs, we offer a foundation program at level 4. We call it the Certificate of Attainment in Foundation Studies. We've got 2 versions for this. We've got a standard and an accelerated version. This is essentially the same program, but the duration is different. That's because the entry requirements for both the programs would be slightly different. We have 3 intakes for both of these programs, February, July, and November. The duration for this program is, the standard program is 8 months. And because of the entry requirements, if the students meet higher entry requirements to study the accelerated foundation program, they can fast track and finish the same program in 4 months. The entry requirements for both are on your screen, but we've also got region-specific entry requirements on the website. So you can actually go to our website, and it's very easy to find under the admissions tab. You can click on entry requirements, and you will be able to find region-wise entry requirements. Having said that, we are reviewing our entry requirements for some of the regions. Therefore, these are the region-specific entry requirements for Malaysia, Thailand, and Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, and Myanmar. Now, these are the proposed entry requirements because we are reviewing our entry requirements at this stage. So you may not find all of these entry requirements on our website. Most of them would be listed, but if you can't find them, we have proposed new entry requirements, which we are reviewing at the moment. And we're hoping that these will be finalized shortly. So the best thing to do right now would be, if you have a query, regarding entry requirements for the college, it's best to submit your application. Our turnaround time is it's 2 days. Our admissions team, they're very responsive, and the turnaround time being, so quick, you would hear a response from us within 2 business days. And if you do have a doubt and you need us, to do a pre-assessment, we are happy to actually look at the documents and tell you if you can submit that. But the best way to do would be to submit the application, because you would hear back from the team within 2 business days. So there's nothing to lose there. Once students complete this program at level 4, they would be able to progress to most bachelor degrees at the university that are available to international students. So after this, they would enter the first year of their bachelor degree at the university. We also offer an international diploma program at level 5. Now, again, there are 2 different programs that we offer: international diploma in business as well as international diploma in computer science, both of which are very popular streams in Southeast Asia. For business, we have 2 intakes. We have February and November. For computer science, we have 1 intake as of now. Hopefully, we will look at increasing those. Depending on, it's really picking up. I must say, it's getting a lot of traction from Southeast Asia and from some of other markets as well. And again, we're reviewing if we need to include more intakes for these programs. So hopefully that will happen, sometime soon in the future, in the near future, fingers crossed. As of now, we have 2 intakes for business and 1 for computer science. The duration of this program is 1 year, because this is essentially your first year, the first year of your bachelor degree. The bachelor degree, as you know, has 3 levels. So the first year is level 5, the second year is level 6, and the final year is level 7. So this is your entry point. If you can't meet direct entry to study Bachelor of Business, you can study the International Diploma in Business at the college with 5.5 in IELTS and year 12, so higher secondary, you're able to, and if you don't meet direct entry, you're able to study this program and then progress to the second year. In case of business, you can progress to the second year of Bachelor of Business at the university, and you can choose your major. And with computer science, you would be able to progress to the second year of either Bachelor of Science in Computer Science or Data Analytics, or Bachelor of Computer Science, the core subject. So these are the 2 choices at level 5, and they're very popular programs at the moment. Region-specific entry requirements, again, are on the website. These are the proposed entry requirements for all of the regions. Again, if you have any questions about that, if you can't think of one now and you want to reach out, I will leave my contact details so you can get in touch with me and ask me further questions. Even if it's to do with entry requirements, we can always check that. But yeah, feel free to reach out, please. With our DIPPP, which is again a very, very unique program and a popular program. This is the pre-master's program, Diploma in Postgraduate Preparation. We call it DIPPP or pre-masters, whatever you want to call it. We have 3 intakes for this program. We originally had initially had 2, but because of the popularity of this program, we have included another intake and more progression options for this program. This program, the duration for this program is 8 months, so that's 2 trimesters. And as I said, 3 intakes, that's February, July, and November. The English requirement for this program is 6 in IELTS overall, with nothing less than 5.5. And with 6 bands, students are able to enter the pre-master's program. And the academic requirement, again, would be a level 6 equivalent, which would typically mean an advanced diploma. For some regions, it would be a bachelor degree, but again, region-specific requirements would be on the website. The fee for this is on the screen as well, and it's also on the website. These are the region-specific requirements. Like I said, in most cases, it would be advanced diploma or an associate degree for most of the regions. In some regions, it would be a bachelor degree because that would be equivalent of level 6. With that, with this program, I said that it's really unique, and what makes it unique is the fact that there are heaps of progression degrees that students can choose from. So to name them, that's Master of Business and Management, Master of Digital Business, Professional Accounting, Master of Management and Supply Chain Management, Master of Technology, Innovation and Business, Master of Nursing Practice, Master of Information Technology, Master of Legal Studies, Master of Environment and Society, Master of Security and Crime Science. Well, while this is a progression option, this is currently, we're not taking new students for this at the moment. If you have any students who would like to pursue this, please get in touch with us. But for next year, we're not, currently taking enrollments for this. But in the future, please feel free to reach out because this we would continue to have as an option. But for now, we don't. Master of Management in Agribusiness, Master of Management in Business Analytics, and Master of Management in Project Management. These are the new progression options that have been included as well. So as you can see, there are heaps of choices. So with 6 bands in IELTS, students can study a pre-master's program with an associate degree or an advanced diploma, and they can progress to one of these options. So it's a great choice. And this actually includes Master of Nursing as well, which surprises a lot of people. Please note, though, that for Master of Nursing, because it has limited quota, there would be a selection process. So when students enroll for pre-masters wanting to progress to Master of Nursing, they would have to go through a selection process after they complete the pre-masters program. But they definitely are able to progress to this program, to all of these progression choices. In terms of scholarships, we offer attractive scholarships, and as of now, our scholarship is we offer that on our foundation program, the standard foundation program, the international diplomas, both business as well as computer science, and this scholarship is also available on our pre-master's program. I have good news to share on this. While the scholarship as of now is up to $2,000 for Southeast Asia, we are working to, again, we're reviewing this and we're working to increase this amount. So hopefully I will be able to share that good news with you soon. But yes, but for now it's up to $2,000. But fingers crossed, hopefully likely to increase in the future. We're working on that and reviewing it, but we'll get in touch with you shortly. So just summarizing our scholarships, we have, as I said, $2,000 scholarships on our programs. That is foundation, the CAFS program, Certificate of Attainment in Foundation Studies. That's $2,000 for international diplomas in business as well, and for pre-masters, that's up to $2,000. But we also have a progression scholarship. So when students progress to the university, there is a UWC International Pathway Scholarship that students will be eligible for, which would be up to $2,500. And even on our English programs, we have academic English bursary, which is 10% off the tuition fees for the first block when students progress to any degree programs after studying English. And even on our general English programs, if students enroll for 5 weeks, they pay for 4 weeks. So they literally get 1 week free. So that's what scholarships look like. But like I said, we're reviewing it, and hopefully we'd be able to share some good news with you in the near future about that. In terms of our application process, it is very straightforward. While we are part of the University of Waikato, we are privately owned by Navitas, as you know. So we are very much part of Navitas, and you're probably familiar with our regional team. So Alan from the regional teams, Alan, Natasha, and Angel are based in Malaysia, and Alan also looks after Thailand. And I also have another wonderful team that looks after Indochina. So I've got Kwong and Koi that you probably are already familiar with. But yeah, feel free to reach out to me or one of them, whatever you're comfortable with, and we will all be able to answer your questions. In terms of the application process, we have a StudyLink portal, which I'm sure you're familiar with. So you are required to submit all of your pathway applications. All the applications that need to be submitted to the college have to be uploaded on the StudyLink portal and not the My Waikato portal. They will get lost if they're on the My Waikato portal. So please make sure that you submit the pathway applications here. And what you need to submit is a valid passport, academic transcripts, graduation certificate, evidence of English, and CV if applicable. It's a very straightforward process. As long as we have all of these documents, our admissions team will make an assessment and get back to you. Like I said, the turnaround time being 2 business days, they should be able to assess it promptly and get back to you if all of the documents are in place. In case if you're missing something, and if everything is in place, then it's straight away. It's an unconditional offer. If you're missing a document, if they need further information, they'll either get in touch with you requesting more information or issue a conditional offer based on what you have provided. So that's really simple. And once they've made contact with you and you need to provide more documents, please share it with them promptly, so then they can actually, convert the conditional offer into an unconditional offer, because that is the one that you need to provide to immigration for your visas. You cannot submit a conditional offer. It has to be an unconditional offer. So meet all of the conditions on your offer and then, submit that to immigration to convert that into, an actual visa for the student based on the unconditional offer. That's it from me for today. I hope this session really helped you. But if you have any further questions, that's my email, and I'm also available on WhatsApp. Please feel free to reach out at any point, any stage. If you need any clarification, I'll be very happy to assist you. Thank you very much. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and
Thank you so much
yeah.
for your time, Nidhi. Thank you so much, Suyi. Well, thanks everyone for joining. But let's say you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to Yes Education. And also, if any of you have any students who happen to be very interested to submit, we know that college also have up to 2,000 dollars of scholarship followed by university also have their own separate application that I will be able to assist you advise on a separate project application for right entry to University of Waikato. So yes, but any application you still feel free to send to us in Yes Education because we do have our own respective admission team that they know that they can help to submit your application as soon as possible. But okay, guys, that's a very insightful session. Thank you so much.
Very welcome, Timothy.
Okay, all right. Have a great day ahead, everyone. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you
you.
so
Thank
much.
you. Thank
Thanks
you
a
so much.
lot. Thank
Thanks,
you, everyone.
everyone. Have a great
Bye-bye.
day.
Have a lovely
Bye.
day.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Sui. Bye-bye.